Hey guys, Galactic Marine 501 slash JacksonVillePXE here, and today we are going to get serious. Uh, Today we're going to review the Optimus Prime, or Optimus Maximus, from Transformers Prime, and we're also going to have a guest appearance from my Cyberverse Legion class RC, who's the only Cyberverse Legion class I have, and I only got her because I hadn't seen an RC, pretty much. I'm going to remove two little modifications that I did that I thought were cool first. And I'm also going to remove Optimus for the first part, just to show you what you get. To show you what you get out of the box. Now you just get this out of the box. Unlike the Bumblebee mech that has come out recently, and if you want to see a review of that, you could check out Peeg's channel. Or TF Source, I think is what he calls himself. I don't know, but he's a really awesome Transformers reviewer, and if you're watching this, you probably know who he is already. But this is all you get out of the box. At least they have the decency to include the batteries. And you get two sounds out of him, one from each shoulder. And that other sound, by the way, projects a light out the center. It's one of those gimmicks where it's supposed to filter through the weapon. However, it doesn't because the weapon is way too long. However, if you put, say, try to wedge Optimus's gun there, possibly, let's see. No, it's not even filtering through the gun. It's just sort of going around it. Yeah, this gimmick was great in philosophy to have the ability to light up the weapons, but the plastic they used wasn't the best idea ever. So yeah, here's the tank mode, sort of the bonus mode in a way. Now let's tell you the crazy thing, the sort of killer for most people. This is 35 bucks. I only bought it because I had a $75 Target gift card. Had I not had that, I wouldn't have bought this. So I got it for free, well, using my gift card. I technically got it as a gift, so for free to me, and I still feel ripped off. Um, I really feel like they could have included this guy in there, maybe though he's mostly clear already, maybe a clear variant, just give us something to pilot it out of the box. I'm sorry, what? Okay, I'll be in there in a minute. Okay? I'll come find you when I'm done. So yeah, I really think they could have given you a pilot out of the box instead of making you pay $8 more for this guy. Um, that's the one thing that really bugs me about this thing. The other thing that bugs me about it is they made it the troop transport vehicle for this series. You got little places for characters to sit, using RC as the only demonstration because she's the only Legion class I have, and Optimus is the only Commander class I have. So yeah, you put characters in his arms like so. They and they can sit there and ride around, and yeah, it's infinitely fun. They can also sit in his feet, just like is the best gimmick ever. And when we get to robot mode, there's one other place where, oh yeah, they can also stand up here, which I actually kind of like. I like this idea of having them pilot the gun turrets, because if you look here, this gun turret moves by moving this thing, so that's kind of like the guy is piloting it, is manning the guns, which is kind of cool. I would have appreciated this, but the problem with all of these things is, yeah, you can see my hand easily through there. See, it makes them really hollow, which again sort of defeats the $35 price point thing. Now, in terms of in terms of playability in this mode, you have the two sound buttons, you have the cannon depots, And you have 3 little friction missiles, which that middle one didn't even clear the robot. Let's try that again, see if it's just a crappy missile. Yeah. I finally got 3 decent shots out of these, and it took me 3 times to get one of them. They didn't even put spring missiles. I mean, for 35 bucks I would have expected that. But, oh well. And on this side, you don't have any firing gimmick, you just have this, where you can pull this out and it turns the gun to the side. Which is actually kind of cool, because it means you can sort of have the guy in there be like, oh no, Decepticon coming from this way, boom! Or such, I don't know. Now there is one more sound in this guy, but actually let's get Optimus in there first. So you have to kind of take the gun out to do this. And I actually think, you know what? Do I have a box around here to raise this up? I can't lower the camera anymore, sadly. I'll use Derpy Hooves' box from the last review. So, or excuse me, I Heart Indiscriminate Pony Head. Or I Heart Indiscriminate Pony, depending on how I'm typing at the time. By the way, YouTube can't host emoticons. That bugged me. So you sit Optimus in here. Make sure you get him perfect. Actually, you know, I almost find it easier to get his hands onto the thing and have him just sort of straddle the control lever and then sort of push him into the seat like this. I think that makes it easier to get it situated and get his hands onto the controls. And now he's sitting in the little pilot seat, which is fun, I guess. This is why I bought this, to have Optimus in a giant mech suit. But now, here he's piloting the tank, and you can put the gun back in, and that's cool. I mean, it's an okay tank. I've seen better, I've also seen worse. Now let's get to the main mode, or what I consider the main mode. And really, it's one of those tank modes where it's the main mode sitting down. So yeah, let's transform him. First, I like to flip his feet up first, because it just makes it easier. Oh, and by the way, these two sides should peg together, but they don't peg together for anything, really, for any indiscriminate amount of cash. Now let's activate the last sound effect by pulling his legs down. And there's a little transformation noise for you. Now you can pull his arms down, like so, and give him his gun. Which, by the way, you can beat this up with some Cyberverse weapons, such as you can plug RC's weapon. No, you can't. No, you can't. Some of these holes are too small. I don't know what they're actually for. But yeah, you can plug RC's weapon into the barrel, I think. No, you can't. Again, the hole's too small. Or too big that time, actually. Plug Optimus's guns onto the sides here. Like so. I like to do this just to make it so Optimus's guns have a place to store. Now, the one thing this is missing is the smokestacks. However, I was able to fix that by having the Transformers Dark of the Moon Commander Class Optimus from Cyberverse. So I have these two guns, which I don't use for him because he doesn't actually have these. I don't think. They're not the ones from the Jetfire armor, so even though that's what they're supposed to be. So I just kind of plug them back here to give them some smokestacks, or what appear to be smokestacks. Which is cool that they gave you those ports. Sad that they didn't give you anything to plug in. All they had to do was make a few more of these and plug them in there. I would have even accepted those being his guns for if they gave you a pilot figure. Like, that would have been cool to have the smokestacks turn into his guns when he's not piloting the thing. Because, yeah. They were able to do Skyhammer. They gave you Wheeljack and his two blades. They were able to do the drill thingy. They gave you what's-his-face and a gun, I think. They gave you Bumblebee and his gun, one of them, in the Bumblebee mech. Yet for the largest price point, they can't give you a commander class. I mean, regardless, the 3 that you get in the others are Legion class. I would have accepted a cheapified Legion class Optimus even, but that would have required a new mold, which would have been even more expensive possibly than just plugging one of these things in here. And if you wanted to be that much cheaper, I would have almost accepted you repainting the old Optimus and putting him in here, the one from Dark of the Moon, or even the Legends class from one of the earlier movies. I don't really care. I just wanted a pilot with this thing instead of having to. Well, I already had the Optimus, so I didn't have to spend the money, but that still kind of irks me. Now he does have one other place where you could store guys. I'll have to lift him up to show this. And it requires them being in vehicle mode. I'm not going to transform RC, so she's just going to sit there. So basically what happens is these fall down and then the vehicle rolls out. Yay, I guess. I don't know. It's not. It's another place where they could have had solid legs and not have been so a little bit floppy. But yeah, so he does have one thing that does put him above most Megazords, which are about this size. And that is he can actually stand a little more naturally by making it sound like you're breaking it and spreading the legs out a little bit. Not that much, a little less. There, like this. And then he's got a little more natural stance, which is cool, I guess. Then again, for $35, I would expect a natural stance. I only paid $25 for the Megazord, and that had 5 animal modes plus a Megazord mode. This has 2 modes. They could have done a little more for that money. Actually, I didn't pay $25 for the Megazord because I bought it with the Clawzord. So I paid $40 for the Megazord, and I got technically 6 animal modes plus 6 Megazord modes for $40, which is $6 more than this. Now the head transformation is actually pretty cool. You fold these little horns. I like to fold them back, so that's the last thing you transform, is putting the horns up. But so yeah, you bring this piece up, and as you're bringing it up and into place, the face will slide down if you do it right and aren't it hard. And yeah, so here's the head, and then you fold the fins up, or I like to give it sort of an Optimus Prime head. And I think this is pretty cool. I like the look of it. I've had it in tank mode on my shelf for so long that I forgot how cool this looked. Now the problem is he can't wield his gun very well. He can hold it out like this, but then it looks like he's just sort of trying to. He can't look where he's shooting even. But yeah, so. And he can't even really like hold it across him because it's not long enough. But it's a cool gun. I like the gun. And as an alternate, sort of, for the gun, you can actually remove this black bit here and give it a different appearance of a more snipery style. There, like that, and then it's all clear blue and looks like the smaller Optimus's gun, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why you do that, because they didn't mold this to be the full gun. They molded it to be this. And I think this looks a lot better because it's actually a two-tone weapon instead of just a clear weapon again. And for the smaller Cyberverse figures, I like to put RC up here because she's the only other one I have at this point. But when I get, say, Ironhide or Bulkhead, maybe, I'll put them up here because RC is a little too short for this place. You can plug their weapon into here. In Ironhide's case, probably one of his weapons, and maybe plug another one somewhere else. There are enough little places. Like there are 2 right on the arm, right there and there. There are, let's see, one's right there, 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 there. Here, in the center of these Gatling guns on his legs. Actually, hang on, let's check. Pop RC's gun out. Yes, those are. Any down below. And there are clip spaces, so you could clip weapons that have a clip in them into these spaces, or clip other playsets to them, which is pretty cool. Which I like that feature. You could clip the you could clip the arc to this guy, which makes it even more obscenely huge. Again, the arc was a better playset, I think, because it turned into a coherent ship and a coherent little base playset, and it didn't feel hollow. It didn't feel cheap. This guy almost feels like knockoff quality because of how hollow he is. For a figure this size, you expect him to have a lot more mass than he does. It feels very light for his height and for how much mass he carries around. Maybe if you put all of the commanders and stuff on here, then he'd feel a little heavier, but you'd still be stretching it. He's a decent figure, I guess. He does pack a lot too. An okay package. I do really enjoy his looks. I still don't like the hollowness. However, if you bought into the Cyberverse line from Dark of the Moon, putting the two Optimus Primes in here, just folding up the back of the truck and enclosing it, makes them have more solid legs, and it still sort of fits the color scheme, which is okay, I guess. And then you could find some blue model magic or something, put it in here or something. I don't know. It seems like customizers could go to town on this guy and make him look awesome, even with the hollowness, because I mean, look at all that mechanical detail that's in there. If they painted all of that up, it might even look spectacular out of the box. Oh, and he's also got portholes, I guess, for bigger weapons, like the ones that attach to the arc in about 6 different places. But if you want to, you can have his gun socked to his upper arm, like so. You can have it clamped to his leg on this side via those clips that are basically made to clip other playsets together. Are there any more clips? I just sworn there was another clip on here that you could clip things to. Oh, crap. I just sworn there was one that made sense with the gun. Like, where you could clip it and it looked cool. I guess not. Okay. But yeah, he's actually a pretty imposing figure, and he's a nice addition to your shelf. However, if I would definitely get Nightwatch Optimus to go with this, because then you'd have an Optimus to display separately, because this guy doesn't come with one. And that Optimus would then have all 4 of his weapons, so you'd have a lot more options. And if you have both Optimuses, you cannot plug all 4 weapons into the gun, because they don't give you. Actually, you can. You can, but that's solely because his guns are better weapons than the big gun. Because his guns have little holes on them to sort of make big ultimate weapons, and you could plug them together. You could plug the blades onto there, I think. So yeah, you could probably do it. I haven't tried because I don't have Nightwatch Optimus yet. By the way, I had sort of another little comment question thingy. How many Nightwatch Optimuses have there been, do you think? I don't know myself. I know that's the first thing they go to when they have an Optimus. They're like, oh, let's paint it in a darker color scheme and call it Nightwatch Optimus. Yeah, that'll work. And that's how things work. But this has been Galactic Marine 501/Jacksonville, and my verdict is kind of, if you like it, get it. If you don't like it, then don't. I know that's sort of like me sort of dodging around giving a definite verdict, but that's all I can tell you, really. It's sort of like Skyhammer and the others. The Energon drill for the Decepticons. They're decent toys, but if you don't like them, then they're not necessary. It's the only way to get a show-accurate Wheeljack, but with the blades, but whatevs. So yeah. I'm a huge Wheeljack fan, so I wouldn't mind having his ship. I would have almost liked it if they put clips back here so his ship could attach to this and then just be like, "Bwah, Wing Optimus!" Ah. But that would have been fun to me. I don't know. Actually, there are two indiscriminate holes here that don't seem to form any purpose. Maybe you can plug Skyhammer onto his back. Oh, I hope. Oh, I hope I can find some way to make that work. Okay, I'll see you guys at the next review. This has been Galactic Marine 501/JacksMolvex. Yeah.